On this episode, I'm going to share with you the step that you're skipping. You're trying to build a business, you're trying to grow your sales, you're trying to build a lead generating machine, but you're skipping something very important. You think that you have to go around something, you need to avoid this one step, and I'm going to tell you what it is. You need to go head first at what I'm going to tell you right now. What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 342 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah, the site of the Ignite SLC Team Builder Summit that is happening very, very soon. Update on that here shortly. But today, I'm coming in hot. I was inspired by listening to some music this morning, and some of you guys know Connor Price. So I learned about Connor Price and his hip hop from TikTok or Instagram, watching his videos. And it was the carrot flute skit that he did. And then you've all heard his music. You've absolutely all heard his music, but there's one line in particular of one of his songs. I don't even know which song that inspired this entire show. But before we do that, I must a quick update. This is also something that inspired today's episode. So just last week, we had Jonathan Campbell on, the leader of the number 5 team in the country. And we were promoting the Ignite Team Builder Summit that he's going to be at here in Salt Lake City. We actually have to reschedule the event. It's no longer the first week of August. It's being pushed to October 9th and 10th. Still in Salt Lake City, still downtown, still at the same hotel. But I think this is actually a blessing in disguise, because we heard from so many of you that early August was just hard. Family vacations, just a bunch of stuff that early August, it felt like 80% of people wanted to come, but just couldn't because of the schedule. So I think this what is it? The second full week of October, or the first full week of October, will be much better. So October 9th and 10th, tickets are still available. And it's really cool. Every attendee that we spoke to who had a ticket for the August event, they're like, yep, still coming. So we're not resetting. Like, we still have a bunch of tickets already sold. We still have some VIPs available, and you can still use code EARLY to save 50% on your tickets, but do it quickly. So this gives us a little bit more time to plan. And, the hotel, there was a little scheduling issue, but I think it's a blessing in disguise. So if you could not make it to Salt Lake for the Team Builder Summit, if you are a team leader who wants to grow bigger, or if you want to be a team leader, if you couldn't make it to the August event, make it to the October 9th and 10th event, downtown Salt Lake City. Go to igniteslc.com. And when you get your tickets, make sure you use code EARLY to save 50%. That code will not be good forever. That'll be expiring here the next week or so. So hop on it. And let's jump into it. So I'm listening to this Connor Price song. By the way, I love, I'm such a parent, right? Obviously I'm such a parent because I'm saying this, but I love how Connor Price, it's incredible hip hop music, but it's clean. He doesn't swear. And so we can listen to it in the car with the kids, and it's incredible. And I don't have to worry about, like, I used to listen to West Side Connection and Eazy-E and Dre and, I mean, you name it, back in the day, right? I listened to all that shit with the fuck this, fuck that, bitches and hoes, blah, blah, blah. And as a parent now, I don't exactly want my 10 and 6-year-old to hear that shit. So Connor Price is great music. Anyhow, there's one lyric in his song, one line that stuck out to me. I don't make mistakes. Mistakes make me. And ever since I heard it, it resonated with me. And so the step that you're skipping, the thing that you're trying to go around, that you're trying to avoid, that you're trying to eliminate, is making mistakes. And what mistakes are part of the process. The only way to learn is by making mistakes. The only way to learn is by making mistakes. I told you with this Ignite Team Builder Summit, we still, by the way, all the speakers are still coming. Neil Dinger is still going to be here. Jonathan Campbell is still going to be here. Paige Steckling, Michael Perry, everyone's still going to be here, and more, because now there's more availability for the speakers who want to come. But I picked a bad time of year. Like, it was difficult, and it became an uphill battle. Still would have been a great event, but there were so many people who were really upset that they couldn't come. And so that's why I say it's a blessing in disguise. I learned that if you're going to do an event, the timing is huge. I wouldn't have known that had I not made a decision, planted a flag in the ground, moved forward, said, these are the dates, and then realized, oh shit, that's not ideal for a lot of people. And now I know. Had I never taken that first step, I wouldn't have learned that lesson, right? If you don't take the first step and hire the first agent. If you want to start a team, hire the first agent and screw it up. Do it wrong. Oh, who says this? I'll have to remember who says this because I want to make sure I quote them properly. He's a lender in Houston, and I just haven't seen him for years. Damn it, what's his name? But he says, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Screw shit up. Make mistakes. Because if you're not making mistakes, you're not taking steps forward and you're not learning lessons. Yes, there are ways to eliminate or reduce the amount of mistakes by leaning on people that have already done that thing. If they're starting a team, right? Going from a solo agent into a business owner agent that owns a real estate team. When you follow people that have already done it, you can reduce the amount of mistakes, but there's still going to be mistakes. That's part of the process. You should not be avoiding or trying to eliminate mistakes. You should be trying to reduce them intelligently by leaning on experienced people that have already done the thing, that they already know what the path looks like and they'll guide you down it, but you still have to make your own mistakes. And when you do, that's when you learn the most, and then you pivot. And when you make a mistake, by the way, making mistakes does not mean that you suck. Making a mistake, making a bad decision does not mean that you lack intelligence. It doesn't mean you're stupid. It doesn't mean that you're not capable. It doesn't mean that you're not excellent at what you do. It's just you didn't understand. You didn't have all the information. You made the best decision based on the information you had. You realized, oh, that's actually not the best. And then you now have the choice to make a better decision. That is called progress. That is what your career path, your journey should look like. If you can look back at the last year or two and you can't point to some pretty big mistakes, if you don't have egg on your face somehow, some way over the last year, you're not taking any risks. You're not moving forward. You're not growing. And I bet you're just spinning your wheels. And if you're spinning your wheels, you're probably sliding backwards, right? If you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. I believe that with all my heart. The only way to move forward fast is to make mistakes fast. When you take action, when you make decisions and you don't overthink them, you go, you're going to fuck up. You're going to make bad decisions. You're going to screw up. But in those screw ups, you realize what the right decision should be, and then you can pivot and change. Maybe in the short term, you lose a little bit of money, right? Maybe you lose a deposit on something. Maybe you waste money on some lead source that didn't pan out, or maybe you hire someone and they don't pan out, and maybe they do some damage. Okay, well then fix it. Now you know how to hire better next time. If you hired an agent and they left after 3 months and pushed everything back on your plate, now you know why so many great team leaders say that you should hire 3 agents, not just one. Because if you hire 3, you'll keep at least one good one, right? There's the things that you're taught by those that are further on the journey than you were learned through experience. They made a lot of mistakes so that you don't have to. But you're still going to screw some things up in the implementation and the execution of that. So my message to you today is this: take more risks, take more action, make faster decisions, screw shit up. And when you do, realize that's part of the process, and it means you're actually moving forward and growing. It doesn't mean you're screwed up. It doesn't mean you're not capable of building a business. It doesn't mean you're not capable of being that big top producer in your market. It doesn't mean you're not capable of being that influencer in your local market. It doesn't mean any of that. It actually means exactly that, as long as you keep going and learning from the mistakes. Stop avoiding mistakes. Start making more of them. Make mistakes faster. Screw shit up faster, and then fix it fast. The more you do that, you're going to be light years ahead of the people that are sitting there afraid to take the first step because they don't want to make that mistake. Well, if you're willing to make mistakes and have some egg on your face and maybe take a little ego hit from time to time, knowing that that's actually required of you in order to get to the place that you want to get to, there's no stopping you. And it doesn't matter what type of real estate business you're trying to build. I'm speaking to every single one of you, whether you're not even licensed yet, is that there are quite a few soon-to-be licensees that listen to this podcast. And there's also agents that have been in the business for 20 plus years that have big teams, and every agent in between. You can never get to where you want to be, to your end goal, unless you make some mistakes along the way. And if you're not making any mistakes, you're not moving fast enough, you're not growing. And you know that this is true. So stop avoiding mistakes. Stop trying to go around them. Stop trying to eliminate them completely. Reduce them by hiring or partnering with or attending masterminds with or being around the people that have already built the type of business that you want. And if you don't know what type of business you want to build yet, then you need to be learning what other businesses have been built in this industry, what you can do with a real estate license. I think I've told you this before, but I'm gonna tease something. I'm gonna let you in on a little something that I'm working on behind the scenes here. So the Massive Agent Society is being completely torn down and rebuilt from the ground up. And the purpose, this is not ready yet. This is just something I'm working on behind the scenes. It's still fully functioning in its current structure, but it's going to be so much bigger and so much more, probably around September of this year. I'm thinking that's about when we'll be ready to release this to the world. But the whole purpose of it will be, we're gonna launch like a 90-day accelerator to go from zero to having a real estate business in 90 days, right? In what is that, 12 weeks, 3 months, whatever you want to call it. 90 days, 3 months, 12 weeks. But you start, and every week we take another big step forward, and we work and we build and we take action and we build and we keep going and going. And pretty soon you have a freaking real estate business. First, it's defining what the hell you want that to look like. What type of real estate business do you want? Do you want to stay in sales and just keep doing more of it and then have more people alongside of you to help you have leverage and some more schedule flexibility? Great. Do you want to build up a team so that you can step out of personal production? Fantastic. Do you want to stop production today and not even be a team leader and just have like a revenue share based organization? Fantastic. Cool. Do you just want to have a referral network of agents that you refer business out to, and then you just pick the ones you want to close? Cool. There's so many different ways to build a business. And we're going to show you what all those ways are. And we're going to show you the blueprints through the new Massive Agent Society Accelerator. I haven't even named it properly yet. In the process of this, and there's a lot of inspiration for this episode, actually. The Connor Price lyrics just this morning, it was just like, all right, this is what I'm talking about. In the process of rebuilding the society and refocusing on helping entrepreneurial agents build a business that's bigger than you, I hired some great people. I hired some consultants. I hired some guides, some coaches that are really good at helping coaches, creators, whatever you want to call me, to refine and define exactly what you're offering and exactly who it's for. And so they sent me, I spent an hour and a half yesterday filling out these questionnaires, and it, like really in-depth stuff like, oh, that's the wrong form. I closed them. I was going to read some of the questions to you, but I had to get very, very clear on exactly who I was speaking to and who this is for and who I'm going to help and what their needs are and all of that. And this is exactly what I tell you guys to do in your marketing, right? When you're trying to reach certain client bases, certain demographics, if you will, the type of ideal client you want to work with, we've got to identify them, like really see in our mind who those people are. And ideally, they're you or a previous version of you, right? Because you, like Ed Milet says, you are most qualified to help the person you used to be. And so in this process, I hired these consultants, and the questions that I was having to answer was so powerful for me to define exactly who I feel like I'm best qualified to help, who needs the most help, and exactly how I can provide that blueprint, that hand-holding, and the results. And that's why I settled on rebuilding the society the way that we're doing it, right? It's going to be helping entrepreneurial real estate agents to build a business bigger than you. And man, that's good. I might have to use that in my marketing. but I know I'm going to screw shit up. I'm going to screw up a hell of a lot less because I hired some great guides that have done this many times with many other programs. So I'm eliminating or reducing so many mistakes. This is why I brought the story up in the first place. I'm eliminating and reducing so many mistakes, but I'm still going to screw stuff up for sure. Like something is not going to be worded right and it doesn't connect well. So then we're going to have to rework it, right? There's all sorts of things. Maybe an ad that we run or a post that I do. It's just not going to work. It's not going to connect. It's not going to, the message isn't going to be right. So then we have to fix it. We've got to tweak it. We have to refine it. The only way to know what will work is to find out what doesn't. Thomas Edison said when he was inventing the light bulb, he didn't fail 1,000 times. He figured out 1,000 ways it doesn't work. Imagine if he was scared of making mistakes and screwing up. We'd be sitting in the fucking dark with candlelight right now, right? Would we have computers? I have no idea. That's weird to think about. That's really weird to think about if we had no light bulbs, what the world will look like today. Really interesting. So my message to you, step into the mistakes, make it. So what? And be big enough, bold enough to know that the mistakes you're making does not take away from you. It actually adds to you. I don't make mistakes. Mistakes make me. I appreciate you listening. And I know that this message today is going to reach you when you need it. Please share this episode with any agent you can think of who needs to hear this message. Maybe it's your broker, your team leader, some friends across the country, friends in your market, someone you know that's getting their license next month. It doesn't matter. Share this with as many real estate agents as you possibly can, because I wish someone was here to give me this message in the beginning, because I avoided mistakes like the plague. I did not take action. I did not take steps because I didn't want to make mistakes. I didn't want to screw it up. So I kept researching, and I kept researching and analyzing, and pretty soon, like, I wasted so much time, and other people I see rocket to success. What the hell? They were not afraid of mistakes. They understood that mistakes made them, not hurt them. Thank you for listening. And for you guys, you're listening to the show because you're always looking for the tools that are going to help you build your business, right? Information is part of that. Knowledge, how, what's happening in the markets, the economy, how to communicate those changes and updates to your clients. You need Keeping Current Matters. KCM is one of the most incredible and most cost-effective tools you could possibly have in your tool belt as an agent. If you want to be a, quote, knowledge broker and be an advisor to your clients, which should be the goal, you need KCM. Go to trykcm.com/BAM right now and try out Keeping Current Matters and see why so many of the top producers in your market right now are already using it and why you should too. And then check out nowbam.com and the BAMX platform, the community that BAMX has built with BAMX in a box, with the courses they have, the events they have, the trainings, the resources, the scripts. Absolutely incredible value. Go check out BAMX now at the nowbam.com website. Thank you so much for listening. And again, if you could not make it to Ignite, the Team Builder Summit we're doing in Salt Lake City in August, good news, we're doing it October 9th and 10th. IgniteSLC.com and use promo code EARLY as quickly as possible, especially if you want the VIP tickets, because there's only a handful of them. And we'll see you there. We're going to have more speakers announced soon. Now that we have more time, more availability of schedules, the lineup's going to double in the most incredible way. See you guys in Salt Lake in October.